All right, fuck it, we're live. The doc is in. Sorry I've been away. Thank you to Chris, our lovely GM who was running games behind the scenes in my stead. Uh, Welcome back. We got a few new players, one of whom is going to be probably doing character creation tonight, probably a short episode. And we have Taylor and Jake. If you could introduce yourselves and your characters, because I don't remember if we ever streamed you guys before.
My character's name is Evelyn. She works at the newspaper. She works in the printing press. She's got a Gibson tuck, and she loves her dresses. Carries all of her stuff in her dresses. Nice corset. She's usually off to the back. She's a hound.
Gotcha. Likes hunting down good scoops.
Sure.
And Jake, what about you?
My character is Archie. He is a spider. He is a railjack, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out who exactly he is.
Gotcha. So he's an information gatherer slash smuggler who happens to be able to go inside and outside the dome, it sounds like, with his railjack background. That's interesting. You must have seen some shit. And then, of course, we have the lovely Vixen playing Lily, the ram's head.
Yep.
And we have a new guy. His name's Brad. You guys might have heard of him. I don't know. He's somehow involved with Borg's memes or something. It's not like he founded this channel or anything. And he has no clue how to play Blades. So we're going to figure out what type of character he wants to play, or if he just wants to play a drunken, dreamy version of his character from Monster of the Week.
Howdy doody, friendaroonies. We're having a marvelous time. Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. I don't know what's going on. We're doing intros though. Hi, hello, friends. This is a fourth wall type of moment. You know, we're having a really special moment. You and me, the viewer. We're gonna grow closer over the course of this podcast. I think we're gonna develop a person-to-person connection that's gonna be daunting to say the least.
Daunting. That is such a good word. I feel like you're going to really get back to brass tacks on those memes soon, too. Like, I feel like you're going to be posting like 5 D&D related memes a day soon or something. I don't know.
I don't think anything like that's in the works at all. I haven't touched anything D&D wise in a while. I don't know. It's been a minute.
So anyway,
maybe at some point.
Huh. So anyway, if you will tell me, do you want to bring in a character from another game and just say fuck it and we'll try to do our best to accommodate that? Or do you want to actually learn how to play this game, my friend?
I would like to do whatever would be most efficient.
Okay, I'll leave it up to the other three. You guys want to do some heisty shit tonight or nah?
I don't have much attention span, but I do have the speech, words to say. I could say lots of things today.
Gotcha. So something low importance. Okay, let's go ahead and run Brad through some character creation, and whoever's here after that, we will figure something out to introduce Brad to the rest of the crew. All right, Braddies, you know Roll20, right? This is not your first time in Roll20 ever, is it?
Honestly, this is my first time in a long time. I think I touched this when I was blackout drunk at one point. And for the folks at home, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the layout of Roll20. It is so I'm not gonna say it's hostile. That would be rude to say.
Roll20 is not hostile. It is it leaves a lot to be desired though.
I enjoy it. It's a very interesting time. I don't know what I'm doing with creating a character here, however. This is a mystery.
Okay. I have found it does a really good job of providing the basics to lay out a story. But if you want more, you gotta pay more.
Mm.
Yeah, and I paid for this, so we should be good to go on that.
They need to sponsor this man. Is what they need to do. They need to track down this man David here and be like, "Hi, question. See, we need."
Yeah, well, if Roll20 sponsors me, they sponsor this channel. We'll see if we ever get there. So, Bradley, if you look on the right-hand side of your screen, you will notice some icons in the very top right corner. One of those icons looks like a newspaper and says Journal. If you click on that, you will see two main tabs, Editable PCs and Blades in the Dark. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go down to the characters and just give them a general read over and see if you might want to play a particular character or not.
All right. I'm going to tag out of the call for a bit here, and I'm going to read through what's going on this end. Is that all right?
That's 100% fine.
Oh, cool.
In the meantime, I think there's a lot of stuff that happened while I was away. Apparently the guys, if y'all didn't know, they, well, let me just pull up the recap. So last time in an off-stream episode, Draven came in with a letter from BG, and it basically said that BG needed something from the crew. So the crew, because they wanted to help BG merge with that rage demon that she's trying to merge with through the help of the Dimmer sisters, went to the night market where they met a shopkeeper. And that shopkeeper gave Evelyn, our news person, boy, I don't know. This is set in like the 1910s. Everybody's a newsboy. No, news person. I like that better. A one-time use ghost punching glove in exchange for getting close to the front page of the newspaper. The shopkeeper then told them that Adrian, a mortician, not a salesman. Draven remembers on a previous raid he encountered Adrian's mortuary due to Adrian's connections. And they could not take any further action, and all of the evidence mysteriously disappeared. Anyway, so the gang decides they're going to go pay Adrian a visit. And Evelyn happens to get in touch with our good boy Harrington. You all know him. He's so posh. He's Daddy's money. Who is not here with us, unfortunately. I really wish his ears were burning right now and he would choose to show up, but c'est la vie. Now, unbeknownst to Daddy's money, Evelyn is best friends with Daddy's problem, which is Daddy's money's stepmom. She's the rich lady from the ghost fight that everybody hates, and apparently is friends with Evelyn. So then the gang got to the mortuary, and I am butchering this. I'm sorry, Chris. I really am. I love you. I miss you. I hope you feel better. They encountered Adrian at the mortuary, and Adrian, who has no idea who BG is, but has an agreement with the Dimmer sisters, leads the gang to a flayed body that has runes written on the bones. And as Adrian starts to discuss the details of the body, Mercy storms in. Not Mercy. Who's Mercy? Mercy is the killer for hire that is friends of BG and enemies of Draven, who is currently leading the party at this time. So Mercy and Draven have a showdown, which apparently was hella insane, and it's pretty clear they still hate each other. However, they both harbor a love for BG and are willing to do whatever is necessary to protect her. And neither of them are really willing to admit their crimes, so it's all still mysterious. Anyway, back to the body. Adrian notices that it's missing 2 ribs and a heart, which were not previously missing. Eddings suspects the items have been buried in a nearby cemetery for ritualistic purposes. That's Eddings, the totally not a member of a mob, who is our local, what was it, Whisper? Yeah, Whisper. He talks to ghosts. and he's pretty much their primary means of dealing with them currently, so it's a good thing they had him along this time. The gang heads out to the cemetery. Adrian leaves them to the most recent grave. Adrian jumps into the grave, finds an arcane box. While trying to open it, Adrian receives a powerful shock that burns his arms and renders him useless. So the gang pulls him out of the grave. Eddings is able to open the box, and within it there are, in fact, the 2 missing ribs. However, the heart, well, there is no heart. And additionally, upon opening this box, guess what else happens? You guessed it. They're in a graveyard. They awoke some spirits. Which, let me tell you, if you guys missed out on this, camera 1, I don't know what your view is, but it's about to get very, very intense.
It's just you guys. It's just like the blades in the dark background. You know.
Well, if you wanted to flip over to Roll20 real quick and show them what they encountered,
It'll be a bit difficult. Let me try. Hold on.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'll get it. I got it. Boom. There it is with Craig Brad.
That big old thing was the night market spirit, which is the guardian of the cemetery. And the scoundrels somehow avoided a fight with it. Our shucky-ducky, merciful mayhem scoundrels bartered with the spirit, and it offered its heart to save BG. The catch? Well, if it gives up its heart, it can no longer keep the spirits within the night market at bay. The scoundrels must return it as soon as possible, or else who knows what may befall the night market. So that adventure happened, and that gave me a brilliant idea for an up-and-coming game where BG will need to be present for, I'm sure. But if not, we'll see. So, Bradley, how's it going reading through those 7 character templates?
This is hell. This is actually hell. This is so for those at home that aren't familiar with the term dyslexia, so it's what happens when you look at text and it blurs just a little bit. This game is a lot of text. This is a very specific time. See, now this is why we got very special friends out here that guide us through these games. There are shamans of such challenging measures, and it's at this point, David, I need to rely on you as my shaman of this game. I'm not quite drowning here. I'm like I've chosen a playbook. I've got a playbook down. I've got a heritage in mind. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. It's a lot of things happening real fast.
All right, what's your playbook? That's my first step.
Right now, I've picked Shadow, and I'm getting the list of heritages up right now. This is a disorganized mess here, kiddos. We are working with the equivalent of a Scotch tape solution for a duct tape problem. We're talking like the AC is plugged in, but like the terminal for the ground is already stuck in the wall months ago, and we're just running the risk of the fire to cool it down, hoping we're going for all right.
All right. So by Shadow, do you mean Lurk?
I have no idea. I could tell you what I'm looking at, but I can't. I could not tell you what I'm looking at. I clicked on a link. I clicked on another link. I'm on bladesinthedark.com. I'm struggling, man. This is a big time. This is a big challenge, big day right here.
All right. Let's see. Bladesinthedark.com. You know, that site that was founded by John Harper and run by, I don't know, Evil Hat Games, you know, those people in charge of Forged in the Dark that I'm not going to tag in this video or a tweet about it because I'm shameless.
People, this is an alarming amount of information. I am terrified. David, I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
Are any of these people allergic to pollen? Do we know this?
No, Bradley, no one is allergic to pollen, but if you wish to make that a character trait, you can. I will not stop you.
Neat.
So, Brad, to give you a little bit of background on this game, imagine steampunk Victorian London, but, then imagine Dishonored.
I've honestly never looked into that game.
Okay.
For the folks at home, just for reference, there are popular games that like go through the zeitgeist. They're like really like a lot of folks get really into them. What happens is they like and I look at them like Garfield looks at a mouse. It's like neat. This is a thing that's passing. But see what this has done quite a lot like the imaginary pink bear on a tricycle. I'm imagining you're putting into your head as an intrusive thought. Quite a lot like this imaginary pink bear on a tricycle. This idea has passed me by. I have no idea what Dishonored is.
Okay. So steampunk Victorian London. And Brad, I'm going to go for a cultural zeitgeist that is a cult classic, but kind of off the radar. Have you ever watched Big O?
I need to Google whatever Big O is to figure out if I can.
I do not suggest that.
Oh, all right. All right. So for the folks at home, what we're doing here is we're not searching that. We're opening an incognito tab. Sorry, that was Big O.
Yes. Anime. Specifically, it's an anime.
That's not better. Oh, jeez. Wow, this doesn't look bad. This actually.
So anyway, Brad, it's Victorian England. It's Victorian England steampunk style, but with ghosts and witchcraft and spooky stuff and demons and devils. Oh, and everybody is trapped in a dome made of lightning, which keeps out eldritch horrors.
It's a terrifying concept to me and alarmingly different from anything I've conceived.
And you are playing a criminal.
Neat. I like to steal things for money purposes and for fun. What do I steal?
Well, in this game, it would be kind of whoever hires you to steal something or whatever the hell you want. So there are 7 main classes in this game. There's the Cutter, which is your bog standard barbarian fighter combo.
That's a terrifying thing.
There is the Hound, which is, well, it's what a ranger wants to be. There is the Leech, which, how do I say this about leeches? Leeches are your alchemists, basically. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it, because they make stuff. There's the Lurk, who is, it's your rogue, but let's be real, every class in this game is a rogue, because you're all criminals who steal stuff. There's the Slide, who is, well, you know, they might as well be a warlock. They're your party base. It just depends on how you play them. If you go warlock, paladin, or just jack of all trades rogue who can talk his ass out of anything. There's the Spider, who is kind of like the ear to the ground information gatherer. And lastly, there is the Whisperer, who is the we do spooky shit. We talk to ghosts. We deal with rituals and magic. They're as close to druids as this setting will allow. If you know.
There's a moment where you're like, what's this guy gonna go for? And you gotta wonder, like, this man has named a lot of things in great detail. I don't have this kind of memory. I'm not a bright man. I heard the first one, it sounded like some himbo shit, and I was like, I'm gonna say that when he's done. But he's going on for a long time and he's putting a lot in here, and I can't keep up. This is a big moment. This is a big moment here, folks. I'm going for the himbo option. Don't tell him. Sorry, David.
So anyway, pardon that fourth wall breaking interruption. What class were you going to be?
What was that first one you mentioned?
That would be the Cutter, the himbo option.
Oh, yes, please. I would like to be the Cutter, please.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let me just edit this so that you can do it.
Sorry.
Brad, camera. Well, let's start off with a name. What is your himbo Cutter's name? Is it Rob?
Sure. Yes. It's actually Rob Robertson is the name.
Really? You went with Robertson? I
Yes.
really thought you were more of a Pattinson.
No, this is Rob Robertson. Is actually the for the folks at home, this is actually the name of the character played in Monster of the Week. That's actually Rob Robertson's name. It's Rob Robertson.
Okay. So if you click on the right-hand side of your screen, that little journal, you'll see that editable PCs tab. And you should see Rob Robertson.
This is a nutty time. I have a whole character sheet now. This is wild. I'm gonna start clicking on stuff. I don't even know what I'm gonna click.
All right. Well, let me know when you found your character sheet, and if not, I will do the unthinkable. I will stream my own screen to show you how to
No.
get there.
No, the folks at home, they will riot. They will email us twice. They will be like, this man Bradley must be stopped. He's an agent of chaos. Put him to sleep. He's tuckered out. That's what they'll say.
Well, Bork's meme did get real woke there for a while.
It was unfortunate. It really was.
All right. So it looks like you figured out some stuff.
Yeah.
I have no clue what menu you opened there.
What did I figure out? What am I in?
I have no clue. It says character mode on my screen, and it looks like there's some extra menus. Maybe I figured something out.
Oh, neat. We're all having a great time here. I say that.
I would consider using the gear in the right-hand corner.
The gear-
Yeah, I found it. Thanks. All right, so you picked Rob Robertson, and you said you had a heritage you were looking into?
Yes. I'm still looking here.
Well, if you'd like, I could give you a brief synopsis, but I get the feeling you're going to go with the simplest, most streamlined option and just pick the first thing right down. So we're going to go ahead and say that you are of Akarosi heritage, which means you're from this city.
Yes.
It's Akoros. You do not have any stress.
What am I clicking?
I got you. And I really don't want you to pick the first background because being an academic, while it suits you, I'm not sure how well it goes with your himbo. But, I do know a lot about your background as a person, Bradley, and I don't know anything about Rob's background, but I do know that you are a very academic himbo, for not being an academic himbo.
We can go with academic.
All right, so that means that you are a scholar, a professor or a student at the Duskfall Academy, a philosopher, or a journalist. Oh, God, who gave you the right to print media? All right, so let me pull up my steps. That makes it easy. We're going to assign 4 action dots into those skill trees on the right-hand side. I'm sure you know what those are. But if you don't, you can hover over them and they will give you a brief synopsis of what they are.
Oh, thank God. Holy shit.
So, just for the record, Brad, your saves are every dot to the left of that long black bar that's real skinny going down the middle. And your skills are the horizontal rows.
All right.
You get 4 dots, 2 of them wherever you want. One of them, Akarosi Heritage. It's a cosmopolitan city. It's basically wherever you want. And the other one should go in something related to your academic background.
I'm looking at inside. I'm looking at where I'm actually looking on the left side or the right side of this black bar.
If you don't have any dots in that row, you click on the left side of the bar first.
All right.
How did I know you would do that? Okay, moving on to the next step in character creation, because this is going to go super, super quick. So you see those special abilities down on your left-hand side?
Yeah.
Pick one.
Oh.
I don't care. I don't care which one.
Ghost Spider. Hell yeah. We're doing it. It's happening.
Awesome, perfect. You'll be able to punch ghosts. All right, so before we move on to the next step, which is going to be choosing friends and rivals and making up players and NPCs in this game, uh, congratulations, you leveled up because the rest of the party's already leveled up. So you get to put one more dot wherever you want and choose one more special ability.
There's a terrifying aspect to this game. I did not plan for special abilities at all. Oh god damn. Uh holy cow. Holy guacamole, some might even say. Gosh diddly.
For those at home, while he's busy picking, oh no, you picked veteran. That means you get to go through all the other playbooks, and where it says choose a special ability, you get to type in a
I'd like
special ability.
the best one, please.
The best one. Okay. So is this where I get to show my personal bias in this game?
Yes, please. Yeah, I am specifically requesting that. I am begging to cheat here.
Okay. You are begging to cheat here.
Yeah.
Well, now you're gonna have me looking through it to see which one I think is the best class. I know which class is the best class in the game. For anyone at home who plays Blades in the Dark, you're wrong.
For the folks at home, the trick in these games is to go for the best stats. That's how you win at tabletop games. It's the only way to go. If you don't do that, you can't conquer the table because these games are versus. That's what they don't tell you. Like, it's not about togetherness. It's not about growing closer as a group of folks. I think it's about like rolling dice as like a versus thing. Wait, no. It could also hold on. I'm having several big moments at the same time right now. We're all having these moments together, aren't we? No. I'm lost. Sorry. There we go. I clicked attune. Yeah, we're going for resolve. Neat. This is a good moment. I don't know. What is the best moment available here, David? What are we going for veteran?
All right. So for veteran, I am going to give you the ability to face ghosts without fear. You are immune to the terror that some supernatural entities inflict on sight, and you get +1 additional resistance to resolve rolls. So whenever you face a ghost and they do the horrifying wail that, terrifies the JRPG party initially so that they can't do actions for 3 turns, you get a second chance at resisting that.
Hell yeah.
It's almost like a 50% bonus to your resistance chance or something. All right, and you went ahead and you put something in resolve, you said?
This is what I wrote down in the first available text thing. Oh yeah, I put down a tune. I put a point in a tune, so we're doing all right.
Nice. So you can get a step closer to ghosts than even BG can sometimes. That's interesting. BG will love your character if you two ever meet in a game because you already know how to fight ghosts and she wants to learn how to be fighting ghosts.
The trick is to punch them in the nards. That's actually where they're most sensitive. See, when they double over, that's when you go for the face.
All right.
They don't teach you that on the street.
All right. So, you see those dangerous friends listed on your right-hand side of your screen there, Brad?
Yes.
You can take as many of those up arrows as you want, but you have to take an equal amount of down arrows. And you may notice there's only 5 of them that are pre-generated. That's because the little plus in the bottom of that gray box, because, I know you're colorblind and, that'll be interesting. That little plus is create your own.
Oh, that's terrifying. I don't like that idea.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to give you a despised enemy.
I don't like that. That's terrifying.
Rugless Douglas.
This is punishment. This is cruel and unusual punishment. I'm being targeted here. This has immediately gone from being in my favor in a way I liked to not that, and I'm upset. So,
Rugless Douglas, a strange. You're obviously editing. Rugless Douglas, carpet salesman.
he's a carpet. What? Who sells carpets? This is like the Simpsons when they catch those mobster guys and they're like, oh, what do you do? We sell carpets, and they're just like throwing like a body into a dumpster. That's what this man's setting up here. It's a short joke with a short punchline. It's terrifying, and I don't like it because it ends up with me getting killed. It's
No. You don't get killed. You don't get killed. No. Some Rick and Morty like, particularly Rick like figure is going to help you overcome this Rugless Douglas fellow. I'm
This is a
sure of
hell
it.
of my own creation, isn't it? This is what this is. This is
You told me you wanted me to give you the easy way out of character creation, so I'm going with shameless grabs at previous content.
we're recycling kiddos. We're doing the Power Rangers suit ups. We're saving big time.
Yep. We're doing the Power Rangers. Let's get all of them in suits at once for the big Team Red Ranger reveal. Because I think you're like the 10th person joining this crew, and there's supposed to be like 4, but whatever.
That's a terrifying number of people. This is an interweaving plot that I will not be able to grasp. I want to apologize in advance. I can get a Hanna-Barbera cartoon at best in terms of complexity. After that point, I drop off. This is going to be a calamity of sorts, a monument to befuddlement.
Cut to Vixen, whose dog just peeked up their ears when they heard calamity. So anyway, the last section of character creation is going to be your vice, look, and alias. Your look is, well, what the hell do you look like, Rob? Your alias is, what is your street name, Rob? Is it just Rob? And your vice is going to be, how do you relieve stress in a city of illicit and ill-gotten deeds? This city is basically what would Cyberpunk 2077 have been if it was set in steampunk Victorian England instead of, cyberpunk dystopia future. And what does Tony Clifton look like?
So he looks like when you picture like the kind of people that work in those Baja type sweatshirts, the ones that are made with the real thick cotton. When you picture that type of person who plays a lot of hacky sack. This is actually the guy who you can imagine telling you that has actually been to Burning Man. This is the guy who sold NFTs instead of buying them for a specific brand.
So what you're saying is he looks like a former MMA.
He, some might say, I'd say closer to Shaggy from the hit cartoon classic Scooby Doo, who has since been.
Oh, no. We can't mention Scooby Doo, because it's going to be controversial then. It's not like there's anything that could go wrong with mentioning Scooby Doo these days.
I just say he looks like I really didn't mean to make any topical discourse in that moment. All right, sorry for that.
I'm going to describe him as Rutro Robbie.
Solid. Yeah, we're going for. Oops, sorry, friends. That was not. I need to look up what I just fucked up.
You didn't. I'm just making fun of people on the internet being mad about nothing.
I just broke a sweat. I was like, shit, what happened? What did I not Google?
So, vice and purveyor. So that's going to be what type of thing do you do to relieve stress? Are you a man of the cloth? Do you worship the Church of Ecstasy and Flesh? Are you a gambling man? Is your stress relief blowing your money on a couple dice rolls? Are you a luxury person? Are you a shopaholic, Rob?
He's an entity of trickery and chaos.
I'm gonna go with stupor then. He relieves stress by stupor, which is he gets drunk, does drugs, whatever. Or in his case in particular, he relieves stress by getting others into a stupor. Because as an entity of trickery, he is immune to the effects of alcohol. All right, so I guess that makes your character created. How do you guys feel about a heist, or do you guys just want to call it a short episode and do a hangout in chat afterwards?
We could steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm not sure how far we would get on a heist.
Depends on
Hmm.
what we're heisting. We could rob a candy store tonight.
You could indeed rob a candy store tonight.
Do we have a base of operations? That's
Yes, yes.
Yes, we do.
On your big old map of Dust Ball there, the red-looking rune south of Coleridge on the sort of center right of the map is where you guys live.
Hmm.
The blue-looking rune is your primary area, and the gold orb, is your primary patron, Lord Skurlock. The red orb is obviously the opposite of your crew, known as the Found. They are called the Lost. And you know, it was Daddy's money who named the crew, so. The sort of tealish orb is the Dimmer Sisters, who you're on good terms with. And the blue coats are just kind of the cops throughout the city who are messing with you right now.
You guys, we don't got to steal anything. We just got to make enough chaos to get away with nabbing some stuff in the pass by, you know?
Well, that's true. So let me paint the scene for you guys. Y'all were just kind of chilling in the city on a nice day off. You know, the information gatherer, the newspaper hound, and the merchant of death over here. Cute as a button, merchant of death. We're all just chilling out in, we'll say, Star Hollow, having a bite to eat at this local brunch spot that, like, really, you got to question where they're getting their supplies from because a lot of things are going missing in the area. It's a real Sweeney Todd situation, but the strawberry jam is to die for. And this one dude walks up and goes, "Hey, you guys, you're the Found, right?" And that's pretty much how he introduced himself, is he just wants to join y'all and steal some shit. Right, Rob?
Rob, why are you pointing at me and saying, bro, are you trying to get me caught? What the hell is this? I'm gonna like sit him, like motion him over towards sitting down, but with like a nervous movement. I'm gonna look back over to the rest of the folks who, up till now, I don't remember having met. I don't know if we're gonna retcon this one or if I'm just appearing in front of these. There's a moment of panic. He's at least coming in from something chemical, where he's looking at the rest of the group and asking the veritable what for of this moment.
And you know what? It's great that you're on something chemical because you happen to be dealing with the number one drug dealing crew in all of Duskfall right now. Like, they are in it to win it. They are making buku amounts of absolutely no cash because their chemist took a vacation to Turkey.
Oh man, that sucks. I hear people don't usually come back from vacations to Turkey.
Well, you know, I feel like it will lead to a longer job whenever they do return. So anyway, Evelyn, Archie, and Lily, this chuckle bug who buys drugs from y'all every like third weekend of the month says he wants to steal some shit with y'all. What do y'all want to do? That's one vote for steal some shit. Archie, you're muted. Lily, you're not talking.
I say we go for it.
I don't see why not.
Awesome. All right, let me figure out what we want to steal. Do you guys want to roll a table or do you have a particular thing in mind? Who's got the munchies?
I'm particularly bad at being a bad guy, so I should not be left up to any of these decisions. I mean, I know I'm not a bad guy, but
you are the bad guy.
I am the best bad guy. I do all the sweet talking.
Well, anyway, I had this idea. Like, you ever go to a movie theater,
Yeah, I got plenty of movie theaters.
What kind of movies do you see? Do you go to the movies with like the movies with like the characters with bright flashing lights, or do you go with like the characters with like the heartfelt stories and like big deep emotional moments with like a very specific hue?
It seems like a complex question because the bright flashing lights have.
Bright flashing lights have what? You muted yourself.
I didn't mute myself. The bright flashing lights often have complex stories as well.
Well, I had this idea because, like, the bright flashing lights ones are really distracting. Like, because most people pay in cash when they go to the movies, right? I had this idea, right? So that we could go to the movies, right, for free, but instead of paying to go into the movies and then going in for free instead, we could go in there and then take the money out instead. See, because, like, it'd be like kicking over a convenience store, but with drastically more cash. I'm willing to bet way less witnesses, and every person in the building would be in a soundproof room, distracted, you know?
Pretty smart.
Thanks.
Flashback. You guys happen to know that over in Soap Shore, there's a movie night tonight.
What movie's playing?
It's a foreign film. Something about an Akarosi blue coat falling in love with a Taikarosi double agent. Real titillating stuff, except it's all in Taikarosi, and only like 2 of you speak that, and neither of them are here.
Okay, so no point to see the movie, but we can definitely still go for the money.
You guys go to the movies to see movies? Like,
I mean, while we're there.
I just go for the conversation,
Mm.
You just like show up and like make a friend. It's like, hey, want to watch this together? People love that.
Sure.
Drake's to throw food at him first. So yeah, let's rob this movie theater. Do we got guns, or do we need to steal guns?
So it's at this point I get to tell you how loadout works.
Neat. I've been on Fantasy Quaaludes for a minute. What is this? What am I doing?
So you see that middle column that says load and items?
Yeah, I want the pistol if available. If not, we're going for the biggest knife.
So you pick your load, light, normal, and heavy at the top before you go into this place. Okay. Light means you're carrying like a concealed weapon and you don't look like you have anything on you. Normal means that you're going in and like people can see, yeah, you might have a knife or two. And heavy is like, I'm gonna go see Heath Ledger's Batman.
Nah, dog, we're gonna go light.
Another hint is that if you hit the arrows on the far right side where like it says arcane implements or something, it gives you a longer, more expanded idea of what it suggests that item to be.
Yeah, and that works for everything except the gray items that are class specific. But Brad, so you can take any item in italics for free. Every other item that's in normal text takes up 1 box of load, and bold text takes up 2. And you don't have to tell me what items you're taking right now. You just have access to them, and in the moment, you just say, I have a gun.
I get to just be like Brad Pitt and pull things right out of my back pocket. and say that I procure the this is great. This is gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
I'm excited. I got all the italics checked. How many do I get below? None? 0? What do I
You
click below?
you
Seven?
pulled them out of your pocket and say I have it, and then you tick it, and it takes a point off your load.
That's daunting. That's appalling. I love this.
Yeah, there might be a few things in common with Monster of the Week. I don't know. Shout out to our DM Blue, though. Sorry, folks, I'm eating. If you hate the sound of chewing, I'm sorry. Shout out to our boy Blue, who runs Monster of the Week on this channel, though. This is just a big, happy, fun, lucky Bradley's here day. So anyway, fast forward to the movie theater. I'm going to roll some stuff randomly on my end to determine how well this is going to go. Oh, look. You guys got a 5 and a 5. You guys are in a real good spot because nobody's expecting you to show up guns blazing to rob a damn movie theater. Tell me, how are you guys approaching this movie theater?
We should go quietly. There should only theoretically be one person in the ticket booth. Everyone else should be in the movie theater. There's no reason to cause a ruckus.
Right. So the plan is 3 of you enjoy the movie and 1 of you rob the place blind. That sounds like a lovely idea, folks. Feel free to dispute me if you want. I don't care. This is player-driven fiction, although this is kind of railroady tonight because we don't know what we're doing, and no one here seems to really want to jump up and have ideas, which is fine. It's fine. I don't mind holding your hand.
I have too many ideas. The problem is people are going to start thinking worse of me because I'm really improving here. That's been obvious since I started checking off boxes. Everything from this point out is just, wow, that guy's concerning. Like, I need help, friends.
Okay, so the movie theater in Silk Shore is hosting that weird porn film, and like 16 floozies and like 3 Jimbos and like 12 upperclassmen are going to be in this place. So there's going to be like 4 coin for y'all to steal between the whole place, like jewelry and all. And you might or might not be stealing from Valor's cousin, but whatever. No one cares about his cousin. Yes, right. Yes, Rob, that is correct. The deafening.
Question.
What's the question?
How big is this place?
It's got about 3 theater places to it. So there's 3 soundproof rooms, an upper floor where all the tech stuff happens, and the manager's office is there. And there is a surprisingly robust concession stand in that they have a full scale, like you can booze up before the movie restaurant in the front area. And like nobody's really checking to see if you have tickets. They're just checking to see if you bought something.
Alrighty. Do we have disguises? Is anybody here disguising themselves, or are we going for like a quick in, quick out type of deal?
I don't see a need for a personal disguise myself, but
Me neither.
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
Hello?
So, question, David, what's on this movie?
So there's a lot of snowfall and like a pier scene and then the double agent gets shot right as they're about to kiss, and then the movie ends, and like it's a good like 35-minute little drama of a foreign film, and it's playing on repeat. So, and none of the theaters are synced up, so you can walk into a different theater and be in like a completely different place. They do this to stagger the crowds, all rousing like 40 of the people at this super indie theater in the middle of Silk Shore. That was really kind of a pop-up theater built on a restaurant that had too much warehouse space because they inherited it from their grandfather. But this film is not really in depth. For my anime fans out there, you will know I'm just ripping off of something I said earlier. So yeah, you guys have about 20 minutes at any given point when the third theater starts, where it's just like y'all and like two dudes running the front, keeping y'all from stealing all this money.
Do you think we could steal the uniform of one of the people and just take the money?
They are horrifically understaffed, so if you kind of show up and just ask for a uniform, they will 100% just be like, here, take two, your friend can work as well. The uniform should concern you, though, because it's got one of those round paper caps, except it's not paper. It's made out of, like, silk-covered black cardboard. And it's got a little bow tie, and you look kind of like what you would expect the waiters and maitre d' in the Penguin's Iceberg Lounge from the hit series Batman, rip Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, would look like if they were also altar boys. Kind of concerning. You're starting to think that maybe something's going down here behind the scenes.
Okay, well, Evelyn would like to go up and ask someone for some uniforms. Where can I get some uniforms?
Bet they hand you 3 uniforms,
Cool. I'm back.
and they
To my pal
say,
Lily and Bob.
hey, your shift starts in like an hour.
All right, Evelyn goes back to my party and I hand them each a uniform. I say, all right, we got work in an hour.
Hey, so are you guys like doing this now? Are you waiting the hour? Are you going to show up late to work? Like, what's y'all's plan tonight?
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. Like, I was gonna play this off as a cosplay type of deal.
I totally think just go watch the movie for an hour.
We just totally lost to Jake. That did happen.
Oh.
This is a big moment.
It's okay. Jake said hello and vanished. What happened there is that Jake's character, whose name I'm already forgetting, I think it's Adrian. Am I right? No, it's Archie. Archie. It's Archie. I know who Adrian is now. It's all making sense in my head. I totally haven't been out of this game for like a month and am trying to piece myself back together. Sorry, folks. Archie said hello because he was answering a call he heard from an alleyway nearby, and he kind of turned down the alley and vanished into a brick wall. And none of you noticed, but we'll get to that later if he shows back up or next time. So you guys are going to watch 2 showings of this movie and then try to rob the place?
I was gonna go in for one in cosplay as a guy who is loaded medium or normal. Sorry, loaded light.
All right. What you dressed up as, Rob?
What's the most recent war movie? Because I'm going for an impression of that.
The most recent war movie in game or in reality?
In game, I'm going for the most recent war movie in game as a reflection of this game's society, as well as its conflicts as it relates to the what we can only assume is a massive military-industrial complex overseas.
Well,
really
that would be this world's most recent war would be a skirmish in the Dagger Isles. It's a film about Arcosian exceptionalism, where they go and invade a country that is ruled by someone who they think is a bad guy, but who nobody in the country really cares if he rules or not. And so they're kind of like, man, these Arcosians invading us are dicks. And so they help them fight them. And, the historical reference here is that the Arcosians didn't win the war, but they didn't lose the war. They just kind of stopped caring. And so they pulled back halfway through. So yeah, but of course, the film glorifies this great battle where they killed all of like 30 guerrilla fighters. And it's this great tale about how this one soldier who had half of his backside blown off saved his entire platoon. It's this real deal, including one dude who lost his legs because he got crushed under a tree after they blew it up and weren't safe about it.
I'd like to dress as the dickhead from the movie. The
Right. Right. Okay, so that would make you Ronald Reagan.
Thank you. So I'm walking in. We've got a posse now. We've got shirts going. We're doing shirts.
Are y'all doing shirts, Taylor?
I've got the uniforms. I've got the uniforms.
You got the uniform. I'm just going in.
You got right.
All right. I need to go get nachos from the place. Are you going to be at the place when I get the nachos? We need to do a hard wink on that one. We need to do a winky face.
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Hard wink.
Yeah. We're gonna know we're in on it. And they're not gonna know. And this is how, for the folks at home, what's gonna happen is the movie's gonna pan to us. It's like that montage bit in like those movies like Ocean's 11 where they like walk up to one another and wink. And then in the flashback, it makes a lot of sense. See, but we're doing it in order, so it's mind-boggling to conceive of, to be like, you're just gonna wink at me? What?
That's funny because this game does a lot of things called flashbacks, Brad, where you're in the moment. Like right now, you're already in the theater. You already have your nachos. Shit's about to go down. So this would be a perfect time for you to say flashback. I did the hard wink.
Oh, the hard wink has occurred. There's like a that goes with the wink. We're going. I'm not going for like a show offy thumbs up here, but we got this in the bag.
Bet. Vixen, you find yourself in the janitor's closet, struggling to get into your uniform because for some reason it's a size too big.
It's not about the size too big. It's the fact that clothing just isn't made for boobs.
Gotcha. So even though it's a size too big, it's having issues fitting in certain places.
Yeah, it's just in not fitting right, and it's too much.
Right. So what are you going to do about it? Because you can't be ill-fitting in uniform here.
Oh.
Bear in mind, you know that the janitor left 10 minutes ago, so you have all the time in the world.
When in doubt,
Wait, I have a question.
All right, bet. Ask.
Well, if we as a group, if everyone else has a job here, and I go up and I just buy something and you open the cash register because I offer a transaction to you, can't you just give me too much change back and then quit your job because it was your first day?
Damn. That's a racket. I'm surprised I didn't think of that.
I just put my normal clothes back on. I'm like, this is stupid. We need a better plan.
No, No, see, because every transaction here is going to be at least $20. See, every person pays in 20s. It's one of the only places where transactions are actually held in cash. There's no banknotes, there's no side deals. It's just cash when people arrive because most people are spending other people's money by the time they're getting here. Like, see, the trick is to go for the vault because the likelihood that somebody's going to take one of these places over and turn one of these places over for a profit is extremely low. They're not checking in with the bank vaults very often. See, all we got to do is rob it today. Next thing you know, we find out who their supplier is and we hit them. See, this is the first of many movie robberies. The trick is to do it at random times of the day because people will think it's a schedule because that's how movies run.
Right. So Rob was in the closet with you, apparently.
God damn it, I don't know where I am. That was a terrible moment. Sorry for that.
Ah, you're fine. You're fine. You were about to go sit down and enjoy the movie while she was changing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that feels wrong. That feels wrong to be like, "Hi, you're changing."
Way to pop up there, you know?
Yeah, this is kind of one of those 2.5 men irredeemable moments that I don't have a way to explain out of, and so I'm just gonna put my hand up and walk away. I didn't have a good exit for that. I'm sorry. That was a rough moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, the cash register's open. The manager has gone home for the night. He said, "Hey, new girl, you're in charge," and handed Taylor the keys. You're apparently supposed to close up this theater in like 25 minutes whenever they show the last showing before they switch to the alcoholic showing of the night.
Definitely take the keys and set up shop, taking people's money. I feel like some of the rich ladies, I'm gonna need to search their bags too, just for security purposes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You got to make sure they're not bringing in, other food.
Exactly. So I will set myself up right at the start, taking their money and going through persons.
Awesome, awesome, sweet, sweet. So you're already making money. That's going to net y'all like an extra coin.
And I've got the keys.
And you've got the keys. So, Rob, you enjoyed that movie. It was actually very tearful, and it roused a like weirdly upfront level of like patriotism from you, and you're not even like from here.
Wow, that was a lot of civil responsibility just for that moment. I'm gonna exit with the rest of the group, and then I'm gonna look over to the group for instructions because we need to figure. I don't know what is the next phase of the plan. Is there a key that we're acquiring? Is there like an ID that needs to be swiped? These are moments where like glass gets cut. I don't understand these.
Bet. And right now, just as y'all are closing up, a blue coat walks in and asks, "How are things going, y'all?"
Fuck is a blue coat?
The cops.
Go to movie theater because he wants to watch a movie, but he's a little late.
Well, that or he's early, because the graveyard shift's about to begin. It's like 3 in the morning, and the nudie films are about to play.
Oh, yeah.
But this theater happens to be on his beat. How y'all gonna deal with him being there?
Just got something way more valuable. Are you kidding me? We're gonna steal his badge. Fuck.
One goes up to him and tries to talk to him as an employee, saying everything's fine, everything's great here.
All right, so I'm going to need Evelyn to roll me. What do you think that would be? A consort, a sway?
Let me look. I feel like it would be sway.
All right. Well, if
So I just click the word.
yeah, and y'all are in a controlled position.
Okay. Effect.
Your effect is going to be, we'll say, it's standard.
And bonus die.
You don't have any other. Well, no, I'll give you a bonus die because you managed to get a costume. Ooh, he does not believe you. He says, "All right, what's going on? You're new here." And he just kind of starts looking around and he notices another customer in the form of Lily is just kind of sitting out waiting to be served. And Rob is kind of like, "What are you doing in this theater right now, Rob?"
I just finished up my first movie. I'm finding out where that cop's going and seeing that movie afterward. I'm assuming he's seeing something equally patriotic. I'm saying I'm doing essentially the I want to get back in line. That movie made me feel.
All right, all right. Well, he looks at you and he's kind of like, "Oh, get away from me." It's perfect distraction because he was about to go over to talk to Lily and see like if she noticed anything suspicious in the area. But now he's more concerned about getting away from you.
Mood.
Yeet. Sorry.
So congratulations, the blue coat buys a ticket and he goes and waits by the theater door, and like he's trying to duck inside and avoid Rob. That pretty much leaves the two of you free reign of this movie theater. How do you guys want to wrap this up?
Do these keys? Where do these keys go to? Can I find the safe?
So you've got the manager's office upstairs. You've got the entire upstairs wing of projectors, all three of them. There is a key that looks like it could go in a lock, but you're not sure if it's the safe or not because you haven't seen it yet. And then there's a key to the janitor's closet and a key to the front and back door.
I go check out the manager's office.
All right, you find yourself in the manager's office. It is a small, dingy room full of nothing but dust, old cinema reels, and tapes because, for some reason, Victorian England figured out how to do what is that phrase? The the electrolysis of reel film, and they learned how to make videotapes super quick. So VHS is a thing here. It's just kind of expensive because it involves demon whale blood. And there is a small safe in the corner, and there's a painting of a old movie poster that, if you look closely, you're pretty sure starred the manager of this movie theater once.
Possibly valuable or off about the room.
Valuable or off about the room?
Yeah.
That poster's really big, and there is the safe. Other than that, there's not really anything valuable other than kind of like a silver alarm clock sitting out on the desk that it doesn't produce a sound. What it does is it produces a horribly heavy amount of vibration because all of the alert systems are internal. And that's kind of expensive. Like you could sell that for a decent bit of money. But the main purpose of it is it has multiple alarms. So the manager who can sit in his office knows when to go reset the films.
Key in the safe.
Okay, you try the key on the safe and it does not work because the safe doesn't have a lock on it. It just has a little handle.
Oh, well, can I open the safe? What's in there?
You open the safe. You find 2 coin inside and a strange amulet.
I don't want to touch that with my bare hands. Can I magically have a handkerchief and pick it up?
Well, let's see. Is there
Like a tissue.
Is there a handkerchief on your load sheet
I
as a
don't know.
hound? Well, I would say that subterfuge supplies, if you tick that off your load, would cover, a handkerchief, to wipe your prints off so that you can get away with your subterfuge.
Okay.
Speaking of, what load did you take in here with your disguise?
I didn't really classify,
Okay.
but I'll just put it as a light if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine with me. It's fine with me. So you have subterfuge supplies and you pick that up with the tissue, and I guess you claim the 2 coin, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll put that 2 coin in there, and I will go ahead and add a strange amulet to your inventory. You will have
Could
to,
add things.
yes, you will have to figure out what that does later, I'm sure. All right.
Can I investigate the big poster? Is there anything behind it? Anything?
You can 100% investigate it. Roll me a survey. Because that's the investigative one, I think. Unless you really just want to sit there and study it and see if you can figure something out about it.
Zero bonus die, correct?
Yeah, you don't have a bonus die for this one. It's a 4. You got a pretty good success. All right, so you notice that it looks like it could come off the wall, but some prying tells you that it doesn't really move. So you start to think there might be like a hidden mechanism or something that allows you to lift it off the wall. Because that sucker looks like it's bolted down, but without bolts.
Can I call in my friends and start
Absolutely.
investigating the room, look underneath the desk for a button?
Absolutely, go for it.
Hey guys, come here. And then, yeah, start looking, preferably under.
All right, so how are you guys helping? Are you leading an action, Taylor, or are you just everyone rolling individually? So for those at home and for those who haven't experienced leading actions, because I'm pretty sure this is the first time it's come up, when you choose to lead an action, everyone rolls that action and their dice become your dice. And we take the highest, but if you don't succeed, you take all of the stress for the failure because you led it. So in high stakes games where you're trying to balance stress and like make sure everyone's not getting messed up, you would have to choose who leads an action to try and say, hey, you have like no stress while I have 8. So you should lead this. So it's up to you if you want to lead or if you want to have everyone roll individually. It doesn't matter.
Just roll individually.
Okay, so you're looking for. Everyone's in the room for reference.
What are we looking for?
Something that will let you move the picture.
There's a. Shit.
Yeah, there was nothing in this safe, and this picture seems to be able to come off, but it's really secure. I think that there might be something behind it. So a
Oh,
lever, a button.
I'm gonna pull out a lighter.
Hey. So this is when I have a flashback of something that I brought with me.
Oh, okay. What did you bring with you?
Tinkering tools.
Oh, okay. You brought tinkering tools with you. That's wonderful. I will go ahead and let you do that because you've ticked your first box of load.
And I will further investigate it.
in a tinkering fashion.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me a tinker, and I will go ahead and give you controlled position, standard effect, and a bonus die for having the tools.
I was literally going to suggest burning the painting down. This is a drastically better idea.
You got a 6. That is a rousing success. You find out that this painting is not something that you can pry apart because it has the most intricate of puzzle locks. You have to remove specific film rolls and VHSs from the wall behind you opposite the painting to figure out how to get this thing to open. It's the ye old book-shaped piano key lock.
But you said that the poster has a picture of the manager star dude, like he starred in the film.
Yeah, he did. And it's got text and everything. It's a full movie poster.
I'd like to be nosy, and I'd want to see what movies it was. I want to figure out what list of them, and I'm going to start pulling out those ones.
All right. There's 3 in particular. One went straight to VHS, and the other 2 are from like 40 years ago.
Are there any of those on reels, though?
Yes, one of them is on a reel behind you.
That's the one I pull.
You pull it, and the picture clicks, but doesn't move.
So I got the first thing, but we might also be in trouble. This is where she kind of tucks the tools back away into the hem of her skirt and takes 2 steps back. And it's like, next person's attempt.
All right.
And then that's just away from the general poster. She's gone back to investigating the room or the door, watching the door.
Okay. Evelyn, what are you doing? You just found out that when you lift a particular movie, the poster or picture seems to unlock.
One of the movies that the manager starred in.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pick up another one of those? You said there were 3.
There are 3. One of them went straight to VHS, and the other 2 were in theaters, and only one of them was on reel that Vixen could find.
Could I study the bookcase for any dirt tracks?
100%.
You should see if he's got any kids or anything, or a wife.
Oh, on his desk?
No, they were off films.
Okay.
There's more people.
Say what?
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, you guys might be hearing people in my background screaming. I don't really have soundproofing.
Yeah, my family is just, getting home and things.
Okay. So what are you investigating? The bookshelf?
Yeah, I want to investigate the bookshelf first.
All right. So roll me whatever you think needs to be rolled there. I don't really care at this point. All right, so that's a 4. So that's some success with a consequence. So you find the last of the 3. You're still missing the middle one somehow. Because a different corner of the picture clicks. And in your studies as a newspaper person, you've done a lot of op-eds on safes for some reason, like a surprising amount of op-eds. And so you're kind of a lock-picking lawyer of a news.
That's because make sure the police have been spending their money where they need to.
Yeah.
Invest all that fancy money in their fancy unlocking mechanisms when they could just.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, I think. But, that's ultimately up to Evelyn there. So you find the last of the sequence, and the painting clicks again. This time, a little layer of dust kind of poofs off of it. And what it was there was this kind of like raunchy body humor comedy thing. It's the type of thing where when you're in New Orleans and you're 14 and there's free cable on the hotel and you're in a room by yourself and the parents are out, it's that kind of thing that you watch. I don't know about your life experiences, but my life experiences, there was some things on TV.
Very vivid picture.
And you look at the cover out of curiosity, and the manager is just full view on the cover, and you kind of drop the tape, and it bumps the bookshelf and messes it up. And the consequence is the manager's now going to know that someone was in his office.
Someone touched his dirty thing.
At seeing the manager, Evelyn steps back in disgust. Not even acknowledging the existence of that film. Just gonna move on.
All right, Rob, that leaves you. There's one more film to find.
There's a painting. Does that resemble any of the films? That one, no, the painting has the films in it. God damn it.
The painting has a list of the films he's been in, but he is in a particular costume that you haven't seen on any of the two covers revealed so far.
And what costume is that?
He is in a matador costume, of all things. But it's an interesting matador costume because he has a rapier and he's wearing a domino mask.
That sounds like an interesting time.
Yeah. It's your extensive knowledge of movies tells you that it's from a movie based around a matador and revenge, and you're not quite certain what the name was. You would have to really push yourself to recall it, or roll something.
Is it sorted by producers? Is there any organization?
It is not organized in any way, shape, or form.
Someone needs to hire my husband.
Well, Brad, we roll D6s here.
God damn it.
But, this movie did involve a lot of fighting, so I'm going to say you can go to your character sheet, and you can click on skirmish and put it as controlled. And I'm going to go ahead and say, since you're a great movie guy, it's going to have a great effect. And that you have no bonus die, but you get to roll 2D because you're a movie buff, and you're kind of like going through your memory of what happens in this movie and acting it out.
2d6?
Yeah.
That's a 4 in total.
That is a 3 and a 1. You fail catastrophically. You're mimicking this movie with near perfection, except your footwork is absolute garbage. And so the consequence is you have disturbed the dust on the floor of this place. You're about to start sneezing, and your last ha hits the film. It is called El Blanco Matador, or whatever, something like that. It's another Arcosian exceptionalism film, but this time it's based in Taikarosi heritage. And so it's kind of like you're stealing their stories and antiquating them for your own people sort of film. But this guy was actually in it. He was the star of it. And with that, you hear a click. And I'm going to need everyone to roll me a finesse roll. If you do not have any dots in finesse, you roll 2d6 and take the lower.
You said we're rolling finesse because why?
the painting is falling.
Oh, jinkies.
All right, so Brad, you successfully dodged out of the way. Taylor,
Oh,
you successfully dodged out of the way.
I was
Hmm?
watching the door, remember?
Yeah, you were watching the door. I'm gonna say you take level 1 harm, bruised. And if you don't have any level 1 slots, that's gonna go to a level 2.
Level 1, arm. I have a bruise. That sounds right.
It's a pretty wicked bruise too. It wicked smarts. It's going like halfway across your back. You just took a painting to the spine, basically.
That's by the door. The painting's by the door.
No, it just you happened to be standing where it was falling.
Damn it.
And behind it there is a safe with a key.
I'd like to try my key, please.
The key works.
All right. I guess I will open.
All right, you open the safe. There are 5 things in this safe. Number 1, you see an additional 2 to 3 coin. Given that people are in the room, I would not suggest personally pocketing it, but that's between you and the group here. You see the deed to the movie theater because for some reason they always put it in the safe in the place that it goes to. I don't know, something about matching things together with what they belong with. You see a solid silver bar, which weighs 2 load worth. And the other 2 things, there is an old film reel in there, like we're talking like almost 900 years old. Like this is one of the first films ever. And the 5th and final thing you see is a children's toy. Like one of those little wooden horses where it has wheels instead of legs. Yeah. So you taking everything and running for it?
Yeah, why not? I don't intend to pocket all the things. I would just like to grab the stuff and evacuate the building, the premise.
Okay,
I'd
congratulations.
like to put the poster back.
But we can, yeah. Can we straighten up?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to straighten up. You guys got about 10 minutes until the next shift arrives.
Burglary gear comes with cleaning supplies.
Well, the subterfuge gear that Evelyn brought definitely comes with some sort of cleaning supply because you want to make sure to cover your tracks, in case you have time.
I would like to,
I'd
clean up
like
any
to.
fingerprints.
I was going to say,
You can
I think I
have-
should walk out of the room because I don't match any of the employees here. So I'm going to walk out of the manager's office.
That is a good idea. An employee who happens. An employee happens to walk by. They're not on their shift yet, but they just kind of raise their eyebrow at you because you look a little disheveled and you're kind of like, you're not in pain because obviously you're trying to be discreet, but you're doing that thing where like your neck is like slightly twitched to one side because every step is a grimace from this bruise you're developing.
Yeah, but it's also like 3:00 at night.
Yeah, which is
Rubbing
what
my neck because it's exhausting. It's been a long day, and I'm really confused on where the fuck I am right now. I'm like, oh, what's up? And I have that confidence that you have when you're walking into a hotel room and you need to use the restroom, but you don't have a key card.
Right. I like this. And he kind of looks at you like, rough night? With
Yes.
that like cheeky eyebrow raise, like he thinks you and the manager are doing it.
She soaks into it. So blushing, it just avoids eye contact, all eye contact, and full-fledged puts up a hand like, so about thanks for the notice. I'm going to move now.
All right. So you guys make a clean getaway, and Rob, if you ever choose to join us again, that's great. But I think, how do you think your character ends this night?
Blackjack, and probably just blackjack. Yeah.
So in this world, blackjack as a card game doesn't exist, but there is blackjack, the liquor, which you are conveniently immune to, but it's also the equivalent of absinthe. So anybody who's joining you for blackjack is going to be knocked out in like 20 minutes.
Yeet. That sounds like a marvelous time.
All right, so you kind of vanish off into the, we'll just say the crow's foot area, and you just have a ye old good time getting everyone around you fucked the fuck up.
We're going bird milk level here, kiddos. That's where we're venturing.
All right. And as for Evelyn and Lily, I believe you guys make it back to your base of operations with a grand total of 4 coin and a silver bar for the crew.
Someone ended up with an amulet, but that's a private stash.
And they also ended up with 2 coin that you don't know about.
Mhm.
Silver bar. I mean, it's up to you if you give that coin up to the crew or not, but right now they're kind of maxed out on what they can hold. And I'm going to go ahead and give the crew like 8 experience points because I want to do some things going forward soon. And I don't know if you guys did experience for your last mission with BG and them. So I'm going to have to get with our good friend Chris and see if y'all did and award y'all XP accordingly. That is going to be it for us here at Arrowknee tonight with our AooA episode 5. The doc is in. Thank you, cameraman Nick, or as he likes to call himself, Kramerman1. Thank you, guest star / co-fuckery Brad for showing up at the last possible second. Thank you, Chris, for taking up with me while I was gone. And thank you, Jake, for say what?
Thanks for showing up, Doc.
Yeah, you know, life's been crazy, but I'm going to try and show up more. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for playing with me, and have a good night.